there, everyone. I am so excited to be at another Fearless Friday. These days are just so precious because what a day just to celebrate, right? We've had a week behind us and we've all had so much output where things we have to take care of, and how neat to be able to just take a moment to celebrate and to go, wow, I showed up this week. I did what was required. And even in those places where I didn't, I tried my very best, and just to take that moment. So, welcome here, everyone. As you know, my name is Meg Heppner. I am the branch director for South Surrey for Happy Healthy Women. And Happy Healthy Women is what we want to talk about today, because this is an organization that we are so passionate about, Terri and myself. And we want to talk about what an amazing impact Happy Healthy Women has had in our lives, in the lives of the women that we know, and what's happening. So I'm joined by Terri Besworth. She is the branch director for Coquitlam. Terri, I'm so excited. I love chatting with you. So I was so happy to see your face on the screen today.
Yes, me too. So forgive me in my state, we just moved this week. And if any of you have gone through a move this summer, I honor you and support you. But the gift about taking a pause out of moving and everything that we're doing is what I love about Happy Healthy Women events is that we get a chance to connect again. And that's really what Meg and I want to talk about today. So I'm the branch director here in Coquitlam, the Tri-Cities area. Well, now wherever in the world you are, because we're virtual online. I've been the branch director here with Happy Healthy Women since November 2017.
Wow.
And it's thriving. We have a beautiful group of close to 700 women in our branch. And I know, Meg, in your branch, yours is growing. And but we're so much more than that. So along with being the branch director, I'm also Arbonne independent consultant. I love that because it's a part of who I am is this conscious consumer, and teaching and educating people about the ingredients that they put into and onto their body, but also what ingredients and products they use that impact the planet. And so I do that all with my Arbonne business. And I'm open to anything else that's coming my way this summer. So that's a bit about me. Meg, tell them a bit about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I do that, though, I will say to anyone that is watching this Fearless Friday, look at the other ones. There's an interview that I did with Terri where she talks about being a conscious consumer. Honestly, blew my mind. Incredible interview. So really check that out first, or check that out next, because
and it's just starting the conversation. So, and I think where we put this, you can watch all the YouTube videos.
Absolutely.
Of this. So, okay,
Yep, for sure. If you are watching this, you are on the Happy Healthy Women Fearless Friday YouTube channel, and so you'll be able to see all of them. So definitely check that one out, because you're going to get a good idea of what Terri does, and also just the passion she has, because it's easy to do an introduction, but my God, the passion that you have is incredible, and I love it because it makes me passionate about it, and it inspires me to care. And so I absolutely adore that. Like you said, like you were saying, and I said in the beginning, I am the branch director for Happy Healthy Women, but I'm also a life coach and a hypnotherapist. And so I work with women who at some point in time feel stuck, like they want to make a change in their life, but they don't know how. And very often what has happened is we have lost that connection to our intuitive self. And so we kind of have built our life around what everybody else expects us to do and what everybody else wants us to do. And we wake up and we go, oh, wait, I've built a life I don't want or I don't enjoy. And even if it's what I want, I don't know how to enjoy it. And it becomes a very confusing experience. And I know it's one that I've gone through personally, and it's one that I've walked through with so many women. And so to dissect that and to pull that apart and go, how do I show up the way I really want to show up in my life? How do I move and manufacture things in my life that really express who I am is absolutely what I love to do. So that's a little bit about me.
She is amazing and beautiful and supportive and caring about you. And I'm sure that whatever transition you are in your life, like look at, we just moved, things happen and changes, that there is things that you come up against, right, Meg? Yeah. Things that you come up against that you just have to adjust and grow and learn from. And so you never cannot not be with Meg. How's that? That's pretty good.
Check. Done.
But Meg and I started these Fearless Fridays because you know what? We wanted to give you a glimpse, which is really our topic today, is about introducing you to happy, healthy women. And we thought this Fearless Fridays was a nice way for you to see some of the leaders within Happy, Healthy Women in the Western branches, but also a chance to see the type of discussions that we have. So, because if you are all intrigued by what we talk about here on Fearless Fridays, you're like, oh, you get more of that. And 10 times more probably when you join our meetup groups. So that's kind of a bit of why we do these Fearless Fridays, right, Mick?
Yeah, it's just to give you that little bit of a taste because, and Terry, I don't know if you can relate to this, but it's funny when you become an adult, and especially if you make a few transitions, if you move, if you get a new job, if you go through a divorce, if you get married, whatever, how difficult it can be to build community, right? Like
Mhm.
when you're a child, you go into school, you make your friends, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Finished. When you're an adult, it's a lot more difficult. Where do I find my community? Where do I connect with people who are like-minded? Where do I find people who share interests? That can be a difficult thing. And I know for myself, when we moved to British Columbia, I'm originally from Manitoba, that was a thing for me. Where do I find community here? And that is the thing about Happy Healthy Women that I absolutely adore. This beautiful community where you can come to, but there's a difference because you can find community and community is beautiful wherever you find it, but a community that supports you, challenges you, doesn't leave you where you are, helps you to move forward, allows you this opportunity to dissect really deep questions is really what set Happy Healthy Women apart for me and what really made me go, oh, this is my community. And I was so happy to find it. I don't know what your experience was like, Terry, but honestly, it was a powerful experience in my life.
Well, you said it so well because like kids, we sign them up for swimming, we sign them up for camps. The kids are going to camp next week. Like they instantly meet friends because we sign them up for things. Whereas as adults, we don't go, oh, I'm going to go sign up. Maybe you go to the gym, but you don't tend to normally talk to people in the gym. You kind of just go into your singing it out, or you end up at a job if you're at a job and you're going into something. You don't necessarily get to pick the people you get to work with. They might not be in alignment with who you are. So our intent today is to encourage you to come out to Happy Healthy Women, any event that we do, anyone across the country, because you may find people who are like-minded like you on a certain topic or on a certain or just of what you're feeling or going through. When I started, Happy Healthy Women wasn't even in BC. And I moved in August of 2017 from Toronto. And I was like, oh, I know 20 people here. And the 20 people that I knew had all busy lives. You know how it is when you first come up here. So it took months before I even saw some of my friends that I had out here. And I was like, wow. So starting Happy Healthy Women has given me friendship,
Mm.
amazing connections, amazing introduction to women who have their own businesses, who are healthy, helping my own business in the sense of my own health, my own connection and learning and passion. And I have, honestly, I can say a great, amazing group of friends from it. And that was not my intent when I first started the branch. I was thinking, oh, well, I have a business, I should network, right? Because that's the thing we hear a lot about networking, right, Meg?
Yeah.
And I was terrified of networking. Networking was so impersonal. It'd be like, oh, hi, I'm Terry. Here's my card. And you'd be like so left going, I didn't meet anybody today, right? You feel so awkward. But what do you think about our meetups that make it attractive for people to come?
Yeah, you know what? You so hit it right because I've done the exact same thing. You go to these networking things because right, you're going to take responsibility for either your own personal life or your own business or whatever. You're like, okay, I'm going to go put myself out there. And then very many of them are a business card exchange group. Like that's basically what you're doing.
Right.
Or you're kind of left going, I don't really know what the next step is in this group. I'm not really sure. And what I love when people come to a Happy Healthy Women event is it is honestly about building a relationship, which is, I think, an incredible thing because Happy Healthy Women offers so much.
So
It
much.
offers friendship in the coffee. It offers support in your business with the entrepreneur stuff. It offers development. So anything that, do I want to read more books? Well, there's book clubs. Do I want to learn more about self-love, about conscious consumerism, about communication, about, connecting with my feminine? There's all kinds of workshops that you can attend. There's so much that it really meets you mind, body, and spirit, and you find that place where you fit.
Yeah.
Which I think is really neat. And then you can go on that journey and you start to go like, oh, hey, all these people are coming and I'm making that connection. I cannot tell you how often I'll get onto one of my coffees and someone will go, well, me and so, we went, for a walk the other day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're building it online because right now everything is online, but you're also meeting outside of this and building real friendships where you're going for walks and you're planning day trips and things like that. And to me, I think that's just so special. I think it's a really beautiful thing. And just to one more point, then I'll just stop, but I can go on and on about this
That's
community
right.
because I think this is where the world is going. It's not just that it's a great community. I also think that our world is sick and tired of transactions, right? We live in
Right.
this world where everyone is just a transaction. You're a transaction to me, I'm
Yeah.
a transaction to you, or a number on Facebook or a like or a whatever, but you're never a real human being. And I think what Happy Healthy Women does is it takes a person and it makes them human again because you're building a relationship. It's not just a like, it's not just a transaction, etc. Um, but when we get together, the level of conversation that I have with the women that show up is incredible because I was stuck in an environment where so much of my conversation was superficial or shallow, right? Like just that top, hey,
Yeah.
how's it going? Good. How's the weather? Raining. Oh, yeah. Right. And how are your kids? Good. How are my kids? Good. Whatever. But to actually go, like the other day, I had 17 women come out to a coffee and we talked about desire and what does it mean to cultivate desire for something, and is that desire good or is it bad, and we had these different quotes and they were competing with each other and it was like this beautiful debate, and we all left going like, oh, that was a beautiful
Me.
conversation where we left something and we left with something. So yeah, I there's so much that makes them special.
Well, it's so good. And so what May talks about is every single branch, we hold two type of meetings. We have an entrepreneur, which is most branches now have what's called authentically connecting over coffee, which is just for us and everyday women just coming together and connecting. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. And then the other one that we have is authentically connecting for entrepreneurs. And so I so love that you said it's about connection because yes, you come to the entrepreneur meetup if you have a business and you're solopreneur, but you're coming there as a woman being an entrepreneur getting what you need, not necessarily you're going there to get clients. You're going there to, hey, they're just like me, they're figuring out being a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur, and all the things that go with it, and what business have they learned. And that's really the gift of it. Like I think it's not often that we have somebody emotional and struggling and that we hold space for them, and that group alone is so inspiring because we hold each other to task, we support each other in their victories, and that's what you really need. I have to say the other one is called our Authentically Connecting Over Coffee. And I said, and that's women from all walks of life. Come, we have all range of women, but we also have women who are newly landed immigrants to Canada, which I so love because they just broaden our world, and we hear about their stories and their journeys that humble us and make us grateful for what we have. And they found a community that they love. But I can tell you some of the great experiences have been women who showed up maybe 2 years ago, and they come in and they're quiet and they're shy and they're sad or they don't want to talk. And then 6 months, all of a sudden they'll come in and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I notice a difference because I see everybody consistently, but maybe others might not as much, but I see the change in the growth of women. And there's something about being connected and being a part of something, wouldn't you say, Meg?
Oh yeah.
That they belong somewhere, and they,
Hmm.
because they know they can come and they can truly be their self, they're so relaxed. They come in and they're bubbling, they're talking. I'm like, and I acknowledge them because I say, can I just remember the time when you were not speaking and that you were shy to come and look at you now? Because when you take a step forward anywhere in life, right, Meg, you take that first step, it opens you up to so many things. And what I say often is that Happy Healthy Women is the platform. It's a leaping. I have women who come and they get so much out of it. They grow and they leave and they can't find time to come back to us because they're so busy in their lives right now. I'm like, I'm sad, but they're good.
Yeah.
And that's what's really important is that they've used and gotten what they need to keep growing in their life. And that's a beautiful gift.
I love that. You're so right. I can think of a few people that pop into my head right away that came and were like, Oh, what am
Why
I
am I
doing
here?
here? This is so awkward, right? And now they come to everything, or they've moved on to just like you, but like they're so they blossomed here.
We did.
They blossomed in Happy Healthy Women, and I think that's so beautiful. And I also love your point about the entrepreneur because it was quite funny. I lead the entrepreneur coffee here in South Surrey, and I had chosen a topic that we were going to talk about, and it was going to be the topic of time management. And I thought, well, that's a good topic, and I had all these things prepared and blah 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 blah. But then the point you made is exactly what happened in the meetup, where we're women in business. And it was so beautiful because we ended up spending the hour and a half talking about our cycles and how to handle the fact that we feel different levels of productivity during our cycle and how to combat that and how to work with that and how that made us feel. And I thought to myself as I was sitting there, one, I totally didn't prepare for any of this. This is way better than anything I could have prepared. And two, where would you have found this?
Because everybody would
Where
be all worried about how they looked, what they said, and did I say the right thing about myself, and all those things.
totally. And time management means how do I get more productive? How do like in that masculine mentality where there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But this was such a beautiful place to be a woman
Yeah,
in business.
yeah.
Like when I'm on my cycle, I sometimes don't feel motivated, and it has nothing to do with my why, and it has nothing to do with a dream. It has to do with I'm in an emotional place where I need some help, I need some support, and as soon as I come out of it, I'm back into my why and I'm super productive, blah blah. And just sharing that every single one of us had that experience, and every single one of us had different ideas on how to make it through that week, and et cetera, et cetera. I was just sitting there giggling to myself going, this is better than anything I could have prepared.
It's such a great story, and we could go on to ever, but we wanted to keep this. We're sort of at 20
Yeah.
minutes right now, and I think hopefully this gives you, if this is the first time you're watching, because all we send these videos out to every single member, and hopefully you've signified that you are notified that you're going to receive emails from us, but you get a flavor for what we offer at these branches. And this is just Meg and I, but the Calgary branch is fantastic. Penny's doing an amazing thing there, Maria's branch, and then all of the eastern branches too. So whatever time zone works for you, please come out to join. um, and if you can't, you can message us through Messenger on Meetup, and we can tell you a bit more, but we would love to have you out. Meg,
Absolutely.
thank you so much for this opportunity to sit and chat about this today.
That's so wonderful. I would any day, all the time, because it's just such a beautiful thing. We're blessed and lucky to have this community, and I would encourage anyone who's gone, ugh, should I come? Yes, come.
Um, Yeah. And, so right now we're mostly going to be online. I'd say, because of, there's so many other things until we know what happens in September and school and everything that goes on. So if you have an hour, you can join a meetup, log on, join us, and we'd love to see you.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us for Fearless Friday. We will see you again next week. Until then, take care and have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks.
Bye everyone.
Bye.